Welcome to week 2 of my core challenge. This week we'll be exploring boat pose, forearm plank, and our Superman, Superwoman pose. So let's begin on our mats. We do each pose 3 times for about 30 seconds, and I'm using a timer just to keep track. So for boat pose, you're holding behind the knees. You're leaning the torso back, you're pulling your belly in, lifting your chest. Keep the shoulders down and back, and then lift the legs. If it feels like it's a strain on your lower back, the feet can rest on the ground. If you want more, release the thighs. And if still you want more, stretch the legs out straight. So your inner thighs are hugging in, the legs are extending forward, your collarbones are open, your chest is lifted, and you're gazing over your toes with a soft smile. Good, and then rest. So place your feet on the floor, take your hands behind your back, and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Round 2 of boat is a wide leg boat or a straddle boat. So you're coming back into that upright position, holding your shins, your ankles, or with your peace sign fingers, hold your big toes. Lean back, get into your working position, core in, chest up, and then start to open the legs. You can move the legs toward straight, keeping your chest lifted, keeping the core engaged, maybe lean back to create a little bit more work. Yeah, it should feel really challenging. If you like to add a little more of a challenge, squeeze your legs together and open them apart. That's it. Nicely done. And then place your feet on the floor, soles of the feet together, fold forward toward your toes. And drop your head. So whatever your motivation, your intention is for this core challenge, we're doing it together and we'll get stronger. Showing up is the most important thing. Let's go ahead and bring the knees together. Our last variation of boat is hollow hold, or low boat to high boat. So hugging the knees. So you'll find that the knees move into the chest here. As you come down to the tips of the shoulder blades and extend the legs into a working position. So tips of the shoulder blades and then come back up. Tips of the shoulder blades and come back up. Squeeze at the top. If it strains your back, the legs are on a higher diagonal. If you want more, the arms come overhead on the way down. Excellent. Let's do 4 more. Hold it at the top. Very good. And then just go ahead and flip over onto your all fours position. Bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders, pressing your wrist, hands, elbows down, stepping your legs back. So when you're in your forearm plank, you want to make sure that your hips are just in line with your shoulder. They're not dipping down. Your heels are pressing back, and the crown of the head is reaching forward. So you could really feel like you're squeezing your core and squeezing your glutes. The knees can be on or off the floor. And then we can intensify it by tapping and lifting the knees with control. Excellent. And then you're going to lower your knees down, lower your hips, and lift your heart. So this is our little stretch counter pose. Our second variation of forearm plank is just a plank rock. So come up, back up onto your elbows, forearms, lift the knees and the hips, feel the belly in, press the heels back, reach the crown forward, and then you rock forward an inch, back an inch, like you're sawing your mat with your nose. Keep the belly tight. Good for 4, 3, 2, and rest. Lower your knees, hips, thighs. Look over your right shoulder. Come back to the middle. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to the middle. Our last exercise in our plank series focuses on obliques. So come up onto your toes, feet are a little further apart. You're spinning your heels to the right, dropping your right hip down, and then rainbow the hips up and over to the left, squeezing your obliques as you go, rocking side to side, side, side. Last one. And then lower your knees, hips, lift your chest, look over your left shoulder. Good, and then your right. And then you'll lie down on your belly. So you're bringing your arms back by your side, palms down on the floor, feet just about hip width apart. You don't want to have the legs too far apart. Press your toenails, press your hips down, lift your heart. And you can keep your hands on the floor and really spread the collarbones. Just keep the gaze out in front of you rather than looking forward. Just look slightly down on the mat. Keep your gaze on the mat. And then lift the legs. If you want a little bit more, lift the arms. And then take a deep breath in, lift a little higher. And on your exhale, rest. Windshield wiper your knees. Excellent. For round 2, the legs go back, the arms reach forward, your head stays down on the ground. You're lifting your right leg, left arm, lowering down and switching, left leg, right arm. Just alternate opposite arm, opposite leg. Move with control. Arm and leg lift at same time. If you want more, lift your head. Keep going. Try to look down. Last one. And rest, windshield wiper your knees. Our last and final is swimming. Taking the arms out, lifting the head this time, lifting the arms and legs, and then opposite arm, opposite leg. So really, it's literally swimming. The head stays lifted for more intensity, and the arms and the legs are floating in the air. You can pick up the pace if you want. Takes a little coordination. For 3, 2, 1, rest. You'll stretch back into child's pose. Our 3 exercises for week 2, boat pose, forearm plank, and our Superman/Superwoman poses. Come on up. I hope you enjoyed this core challenge. Thanks for joining me.